अमृत वेले से भी पहले पहुंच रही है। हर एक बच्चे के दिल से ऑटोमेटिक गीत बज रहा है। मेरे बाबा बाप दादा के दिल से भी ये गीत बजता। मेरे बच्चे, लाडले बच्चे, बाप दादा के भी सरताज बच्चे आज स्मृति दिवस के कारण सबके मन में सने की लहर ज्यादा है। अनेक बच्चों की सने के मोतियों की मालाएं बाप दादा के गले में परोई रही है। बाप भी अपने स्नेही पाँव की माला बच्चों को पहना रहे। बेहद के बाप दादा के बेहद की पाँव में समा गई। आज सब विशेष विमान में पहुंच गए और दूर दूर से भी मन के विमान में अव्यक्त रूप से फरिश्तों के रूप से पहुंच गए हैं। सभी बच्चों को बाप दादा आज स्मृति दिवस सुसमृद्ध दिवस की पदम याद दे रहे। ये दिवस कितनी स्मृतियां दिलाते हैं और हर स्मृति सेकंड में समृद्ध बना देती। स्मृतियों की लिस्ट सेकंड में स्मृति में आ जाती है ना। स्मृति सामने आते समृद्धि का नशा चढ़ जाता। पहली पहली स्मृति याद है ना, जब बाप के बने तो बाप ने क्या स्मृति दिलाई। आप कल पहले वाले भाग्यवान आत्माओं, याद करो इस पहली स्मृति से क्या परिवर्तन आ गया। आत्माभिमानी बनने से परमात्म बाप के सने का नशा चढ़ गया। क्यों नशा चढ़ा? दिल से पहला सने का शब्द कौन सा निकला? मेरा बेटा बाबा। और इस एक गोल्डन शब्द निकलने से नशा क्या चढ़ा? सारे परमात्म प्राप्तियां मेरा बाबा कहने से, जानने से, मानने से आपकी अपनी प्राप्तियां हो गई। अनुभव है ना, मेरा बाबा कहने से कितनी प्राप्तियां आपकी हो गई। जहाँ प्राप्ति बातें होती है वहाँ याद करनी नहीं पड़ती, लेकिन सुनाई आती, सहजी आती, क्योंकि मेरी हो गई ना। बाप का खजाना मेरा खजाना हो गया। मेरापन याद किया नहीं जाता है, याद रहता ही। मेरा भुलाना मुश्किल होता है, याद करना मुश्किल नहीं होता। जैसे अनुभव है, मेरा शरीर भूलता है, भुलाना पड़ता है, क्यों? मेरा है ना।
माता पिता सद्गुरु सखा तुम्ही तो एक हमारे हो, शिक्षक तुम्ही रक्षक तुम्ही, दिल के तुम्ही सहारे हो। मिला सारे रिश्तों का प्यार तुमसे।
ओम शांति।
शांति। अव्यक्ति परिवार में आपका स्वागत है। आज है दिन 15। अब लगन की अग्नि को प्रज्वलित कर योग को ज्वाला रूप बनाओ। आज का विषय है पवित्रता की संपूर्ण स्थिति। अव्यक्त इशारे। आप बच्चों के पास पवित्रता की जो महान शक्ति है, यह श्रेष्ठ शक्ति ही अग्नि का काम करती है, जो सेकंड में विश्व के किचड़े को भस्म कर सकती है। जब आत्मा पवित्रता की संपूर्ण स्थिति में स्थित होती है, तो स्थिति के श्रेष्ठ संकल्प से लगन की अग्नि प्रज्वलित होती है और किचड़ा भस्म हो जाता है। वास्तव में यही योग ज्वाला है। अभी आप बच्चे अपनी इस श्रेष्ठ शक्ति को कार्य में लगाओ। अभी हम मोहिनी दीदी से सुनेंगे।
ओम शांति। बाबा हम बच्चों को हमारी संपूर्ण पवित्रता की स्थिति जिसका वर्णन करते हैं, 16 कला संपूर्ण, सर्वगुण संपन्न, संपूर्ण निर्विकारी, मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम। तो ये जो बाबा ने हम बच्चों को हमारा लक्ष्य क्या है उसके बारे में बाबा बताते हैं कि पवित्रता की संपूर्ण स्थिति क्या है। बाप बच्चों के पास पवित्रता की जो महान शक्ति है, जो श्रेष्ठ शक्ति है, वो अग्नि का काम करती है। बाबा कहते हैं दुनिया में विकारों का कितना कचरा है। ऐसे भी संकल्पों में भी कईयों के बहुत नेगेटिव होते हैं। तो कैसे उन आत्माओं को हम सहयोग दें कि उनका वो कचरा भस्म हो जाए। तो बाप बच्चों के पास पवित्रता की जो महान शक्ति है, वह श्रेष्ठ शक्ति की अग्नि में अग्नि का काम करती है, जो सेकंड में विश्व के किचड़े को भस्म कर सकती है। जब आत्मा पवित्रता की संपूर्ण स्थिति में स्थित होती है, जब आत्मा पवित्रता की संपूर्ण स्थिति में स्थित होती है, तो बाबा कहते हैं उस स्थिति के श्रेष्ठ संकल्प से संपूर्ण पवित्रता की श्रेष्ठ की स्थिति के श्रेष्ठ संकल्प से लगन की अग्नि प्रज्वलित होती है और किचड़ा भस्म हो जाता है। वास्तव में यही योग ज्वाला भी है। योग की ज्वाला क्या है कि संपूर्ण स्थिति पवित्रता की होती है और उसमें फिर जो संकल्प आता है वही योग ज्वाला है। तो अभी आप बच्चे अपनी इस श्रेष्ठ शक्ति को कार्य में लगाओ। वातावरण में, वृत्तियों में, दृष्टि में, कर्म में आज पांचों विकार बहुत अच्छी तरह से काम कर रहे हैं। अति में ही है ना पांचों विकार। देह अभिमान है, देह भान है, क्रोध देखो कितना है मनुष्यों में, लोभ देखो, मोह देखो, हर विकार जो है वो अति में है। तो बाबा कहते हैं बच्चे आप लोगों के पास पवित्रता की भी शक्ति है और योग की अग्नि भी है। तो दोनों को अगर आप मिला करके अपनी स्थिति को रखो, तो आपकी स्थिति के द्वारा फिर औरों का भी कचरा भस्म होगा। अभी तो समय ऐसा चल रहा है कि हम अपनी मन, वाणी और कर्म से अपनी स्मृति, वृत्ति, दृष्टि और कृति की पवित्रता हर प्रकार से, ये नहीं कि ठीक है हम कर्म से पवित्र हैं और वाणी में हम नीचे ऊपर हो जाता है या संकल्प कोई हमारे विकल्प आ जाते हैं, नहीं, संपूर्ण पवित्रता की स्थिति। तो इसलिए कल जब अमृत वेला करेंगे तो सभी बैठ के ये संकल्प करो कि मुझे संपूर्ण पवित्र स्थिति में रहना है। दिन में 2 मिनट, 5 मिनट जब भी संभव हो, कर्म योगी होते हुए भी बीच-बीच में रुक कर अपनी संपूर्ण श्रेष्ठ स्थिति को आवाहन करो। तो बाबा कहते हैं वो योग अग्नि का भी काम करेगा। तो ज्वाला क्या होती है? नहीं, कहते हैं ज्वालामुखी योग। तो वो पवित्रता से और योग का कनेक्शन है। पवित्रता और योग अगर दोनों हैं तो दोनों शक्तियों से हमको पूरी तरह से संसार का परिवर्तन, और अपना तो पहले ही है रहे, पहले ही हम स्वयं भी हर संकल्प को शुद्ध रखें, ना किसी बात में डाउट हो, न डर हो, न चिंता हो। बाबा के हैं, अपनी पवित्रता की शक्ति है, योग बल है, उससे ही हमें पूरी तरह से बाबा कहता है कि कचरा भी भस्म करो और खुद को भी संपूर्ण बनाओ। तो अभी हम 2 मिनट के लिए अपनी उस संपूर्ण पवित्र स्थिति में बैठेंगे और योग ज्वाला को प्रज्वलित करेंगे। ओम शांति, ओम शांति।
अव्यक्त मुरली रिवीजन 1969 से ज्ञान के रतन और स्नेह के मोती।
ओम शांति। अव्यक्तवाणी। तारीख है 18 जनवरी 1977। 18 जनवरी का विशेष महत्व। तो विनाश के कारण घबराने की बात ही नहीं, क्योंकि श्रीमत पर चलना अर्थात इंश्योर करना, उसका उनको फल मिल ही जाता है। बाकी रहा शादी कराने का व करने का क्वेश्चन। इसके लिए तो पहले से ही डायरेक्शन है, जहाँ तक स्वयं और अन्य आत्माओं को बचा सकते हो वहाँ तक बचाओ। विनाश अगर 1974 में नहीं हुआ तो क्या विनाश के कारण पवित्र रहते थे क्या? पवित्रता तो ब्राह्मण जन्म का स्वधर्म है। पवित्रता का संकल्प ब्राह्मण जन्म का लक्ष्य और लक्षण है। जिसका निजी लक्षण पवित्रता है, उसका विनाश की डेट के साथ कोई कनेक्शन नहीं। यह तो स्वयं की कमजोरी छिपाने का बहाना है, क्योंकि ब्राह्मण बहानेबाजी बहुत जानते हैं। अच्छा, बाकी रही दूसरों की शादी कराने की बात, उसके लिए जहाँ तक बचा सको बचाओ। स्वयं कमजोर बन उसको उत्साह नहीं दिलाओ। मन में भी यह संकल्प न करो कि अब तो करना ही पड़ेगा। 10 वर्ष पहले भी जिनको बचा न सके तो उनका क्या किया। साक्षी होकर संकल्प से, वाणी से भी बचाने का प्रयत्न किया। वैसे ही अभी भी इसी प्रकार दृढ़ रहो। बाकी जिनको गिरना ही है उनका क्या करेंगे। विनाश के कारण स्वयं हलचल में न आओ। आपकी हलचल अज्ञानियों को भी हलचल में लाएगी। आप अचल रहो, पलक से निर्भयता से बोलो, फिर वो लोग आपे ही चुप हो जाएंगे, कुछ बोल नहीं सकेंगे। आप निश्चय बुद्धि से संकल्प रूप में भी संशय बुद्धि न बनो। रॉयल रूप का संशय है कि ऐसा होना तो चाहिए था, पता नहीं बाबा ने क्यों ऐसा कहा था। अच्छा, आगे की मुरली कल सुनेंगे। ओम शांति।
मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो। मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो।
परम पिता शिव के गले का हार हो। परम पिता शिव के गले का हार हो।
मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो। मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो।
पर ज्ञान नहीं है। तो सबसे पहली बात जो हम समझ पाए कि मनुष्य जीवन के लिए 50% नीड्स ऐसी हैं जो हमारी भौतिक और बौद्धिक हैं, और 50% नीड्स हैं जो स्पिरिचुअल साइड की हैं। लेकिन इस समय, इस युग में स्पिरिचुअल एस्पेक्ट को बिल्कुल हमने निगलेक्ट किया हुआ है, और वो चीज़ हमें उसके ऊपर ध्यान खिंचवाया गया। और उसमें सबसे बड़ी बात है कि सोर्स वो परमात्मा है, तो उनसे हम कैसे अपना मन जोड़ें। जब तक उनका पूरा परिचय नहीं तो जोड़ेंगे कैसे। उनका नाम, उनका स्वरूप, उनके गुण, उनका कर्तव्य और उनका निवास स्थान कहाँ है, उनका सृष्टि पर आना कब होता है। क्योंकि बिना कर्तव्य के वो आए नहीं, कर्तव्य करे नहीं, तो फिर उनका यादगार यहां कैसे बनेगा। तो ये एक बहुत मुख्य बात इस ज्ञान की, ईश्वरी ज्ञान की है कि परमात्मा पिता एक है, अनेक नहीं है, वो तो सब मानते हैं। और वो भी उनका गुणवाचक नाम, क्योंकि सर्व का कल्याणकारी है इसलिए शिव है। और वो सभी धर्मों के धर्म पिताओं के भी पिता है, और हम आत्माओं के परम पिता हैं। और उसकी यादगार है, मुझे पता चला बहन जी हमारी जम्मू से हैं, जम्मू में बहुत बड़ा एक मंदिर है, मैं देख के आया हुआ हूँ। उसमें शिवलिंग के साथ साथ कितने शालिग्राम पूजे जाते हैं, कुछ ख्याल में है? 33 करोड़। तो 33 करोड़ वो आत्माओं की निशानी है। भारतवासी 33 करोड़ देवताओं को मानते हैं। वो 33 करोड़ देवी देवता धर्म की जो आत्माएं हैं, उनको भी देखो वहां साथ में परमात्मा के पूजा जाता है।
महकोगे फूल बन के इस जहान में, महकोगे फूल बन के इस जहान में, चमकोगे चांद से अंधकार में, चमकोगे चांद से अंधकार में। तुम सृष्टि के श्रृंगार हो, तुम बहार हो, तुम सृष्टि के श्रृंगार हो, तुम बहार हो। मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो, मधुबन के इस चमन की तुम बहार हो।
Om Shanti. Now ignite the fire of love and make your yoga volcanic, the stage of complete purity. You children have the elevated power of purity that will work like a fire to burn all the rubbish of the world in a second. When you souls are able to stabilize in the stage of complete purity, all the rubbish will be burnt by that stage of your elevated thoughts in your ignited fire of love. In fact, this is the fire of yoga. You children must now use this elevated power of yours. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today is day 15. Now ignite the fire of love and make your yoga volcanic. Today's topic, the stage of complete purity. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone is okay. Baba is Almighty Baba, and Almighty Baba gives us all the powers. So one of the power is power of purity, which is very important power. And then Baba says that the thought which will emerge in that purity is like a flame, and that flame can destroy all the rubbish. So it's very, very interesting to recognize our own powers. There is purity, but Baba says the stage of complete purity. Homework for today is to create the stage of complete purity. 16 celestial degrees, all completely viceless, all virtues, and also Maryada Purushottam. That means one who follows all disciplines, all Maryadas, is like most elevated one, Maryada Purushottam. So Baba says, you children have the elevated power of purity that will work like a fire. You children have elevated power of purity that will work like a fire to burn all the rubbish of the world in a second. When you souls are able to be stable in the stage of complete purity, so Baba says, then all the rubbish will be burned by that stage of your elevated thoughts in your ignited fire of love. Sometimes Baba says purity is most elevated, and it's like creating the flame. But then now Baba is saying also that the power is also of love. So whether it's purity, whether it is love, in fact, this is the fire of yoga. So you children must now use the elevated power of yours, because the atmosphere of the world, attitude, thoughts is so much not only negative but full of vices. So Baba is calling it rubbish. So Baba says it is the fire of yoga, your power of purity, fire of yoga, or even the power of love. All these powers can definitely burn the negativity. So, of course, Baba says that first you have to start with your own self to see that all negativity is gone. No doubts, no fears, no worries, right? Because all that is because of the negativity. So it's very, very beautiful homework, but requires some practice. So during day, just for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just sit in that complete stage of purity and send the vibrations. Send the vibrations to the whole world. And also internally, if there are any sanskars, just burn them completely. So we will practice for a few moments and create the stage of purity, complete purity, and also fire of love. Shanti, Om Shanti.
Dear Mohini Didi, dear Avyakti Parivar, welcome to Shivanidham, Canada. I was asked to share the beautiful experience of our dear Sister Shivani's Canadian tour, and happy to show you, almost like on Prime Avyakti Parivar, a few pictures that haven't been shown yet. And so it will be, my pleasure to share what happened in different cities. I wish I could have all the Canadian instruments who have been really, really creating the magic for 5 months to have them with me in Avyakti Parivar, but they're joining with their hearts. And I'll try to make that moment useful for everyone. I think some have already heard my experiences, but it was very rich And it felt as if, for these past few months, Baba was really looking at Canada and the Canadian family. And for me, I really felt as if I had God's eyes on me, intensively and consistently. And definitely when Sister Shivani was here, I could feel that I was almost the lucky one, pulling the lucky number, being able to stay 12 days with her, touring the whole country. So I will share two things, some spiritual insights from being in her presence and watching. As you probably know, Sister Shivani is a unique instrument of Baba. And wherever she goes, I mean, this is an incredible scenes and drama that I think are unique for all of us. And you'll see thousands and thousands of people will come. I think we counted in Canada more than 20,000 in 12 days met Sister Shivani. She visited 7 cities. I'll share with you a few insights in terms of spiritual teachings or lessons that I've learned from her. But to start with, I'll take you on a little journey, if you don't mind. And this is like cinema movie night. So pull up your spiritual popcorn, and we're going to go from one city to the other. So Sister Shivani arrived in Toronto, and that was very accurate. This is the main center in Canada, of course. So big Toronto family with a big heart, organized big programs, and it was absolutely lovely. So let's watch a little bit, a glimpse of what happened in Toronto in a minute or two. Oh, I think you all have a little smile on your lips, yes? I know pictures and video can't translate entirely what happened, but in Toronto, they had 2 major programs, one in Hindi, one in English, almost 5,000 people each night, plus a big VIP program. But really what it felt was, what is possible? What can we do when the family comes together? And really, that's what we've been witnessing in all the centers, is the beauty of the family, the dance of sanskars, and the cooperation from the heart. You even saw Sister Mani from London rolling chapatis, right? So she was there at the time. It was really, very powerful, very lovely. But I saw how Sister Shivani, we can't compare her. She's unique in the way she really is entirely true to what she says, but also the way she conveys Baba's message in a way that people really understand and really enjoy because it's very, very practical. So Toronto was the first, stop. We had a lovely time there. She, landed in the morning, already was in a program in the evening. And then we went to another completely different center, the center of Halifax. So let's see what happened in Halifax. It looks like, photo album of my holidays, but it was really holy days. That was really what it was, holy days. It was interesting because, from a big center in Toronto to a much smaller one in Halifax, but still the beauty of the family, the love, the cooperation, and that's what Sister Shivani kept saying, how can just a handful of souls accomplish such a beautiful evening program with hundreds? I think there was over 600-700 people, I think, in Halifax. The hall was really, full. We had a lovely program. The Lieutenant Governor General of the province came also to the program. But yeah, the way that the small family can still achieve, big results. And definitely the purity of the hearts, the love for Baba, makes that happening. So I won't go more details. We have more cities to visit. And now we're going to go to where I am in Montreal. So let's go to Montreal. That's coming. The plane is not late. Just had a little travel distance. Hopefully the video will be available. You can play whenever you want. In the meantime, well, Montreal was very, very lovely. As you know, it's a very different city, a lot of French-speaking Canadians, big family from India as well, from Sri Lanka. And so we had two programs as well, one in Hindi, one in English. Each night, somewhere around between 600-800 people came, and same beautiful VIP programs. So here we are in Montreal. So you notice everybody's smiling, right? In every picture, lots of happiness. And the beauty in Montreal is that, there was only one center Sister Shivani didn't go, which is a center in Quebec City. But Quebec family came to Montreal, helped, with everything on the time when Sister Shivani was there. We had Sister Nicole also in Quebec helping throughout the whole preparation. And so, yeah, cooperation meant everyone felt included. And even in the next stops, you will see later on, the family from Winnipeg, Calgary, everybody was moving, going to one place, another. In Montreal, we had the, great joy of welcoming some sisters from, the different parts of USA, Canada as well. So very, very lovely get together. And so after Montreal, we went to a very different center, a very small center in Ottawa, the national capital of Canada. And you will see this is where really a beautiful, magical moment happened. So let's go to Ottawa at the Canadian National Museum of History. So this place, the Canadian Museum of History, is a very royal place, with all the First Nation artifacts and artwork, totems, and the scene was just beautiful to see Sister Shivani in such a huge open space. I mix up all the numbers now. I think it's 600 or 700 people, I think, came in Ottawa or even more, but it was full, and the way that we could also at every location recognize, the traditional land in Canada that, recognize the contribution of the First Nation Indigenous people. So we were really at the heart of the Canadian history in a sense. And again, she mentioned how such a sweet, small family managed to do this. It was really a wonder. So from Ottawa, then we flew to Calgary, all the way in the western part of Canada. So let's go to Calgary for a minute. In every city, the program was more or less the same format, very, very simple. We had one of the greatest idea we had, I think, was to invite Brother Denzel, the wonderful singer in Toronto. So he came along the whole tour, and it was beautiful the way he, introduced the evening with a beautiful song, and then had a meditation song as well. And we had also a crew with Annalie and her team, with her son Zane and partner, working partner Adam. Three of them also joined for filming everything. So the programs were fairly simple, but when I'm watching those pictures, just the feeling of how many people walking through the doors, having over 2,000 people in Calgary, same in Edmonton, and you'll see in Vancouver also. Every time you feel, wow, this is Baba, welcoming all these souls, and the intimacy, the warmth, the silence. And I'll tell you later why it was so quiet when Sister Shivani started speaking. Before, we have two more cities to visit, and the next one is Edmonton, north of Calgary. And this is where many came from Winnipeg, from Calgary, from USA, from everywhere. So the Edmonton have seen the biggest explosion of their morning class that they have never seen in their life. So let's go to Edmonton. Magic Edmonton. And as you can imagine, all the programs were recorded, and now we are going to start editing all the shows, and they're going to be nicely presented. And the booklet that you saw at the beginning with all the summary and pictures and the videos, you'll be able to find them on the National Canadian webpage, brahmakumaris.ca. That was the advertising of the evening. So yes, Edmonton was lovely. And what also I really admired was when we did those VIP programs. And in Toronto, Montreal, Edmonton, and Vancouver, what really I felt was, how are those souls coming close to Baba now? And many were really very influential people, member of parliaments, speaker of the house, and various, business leader, representative of the Hindu community. But, we were not trying to just do chasing after VIPs, but really serving these souls. And most of them have been already in contact with the center or with the BKs for a while. Some were personal friends, and just seeing how every time, the effect was the same, the way they were really, really touched by Sister Shivani and their own personal spiritual, inner world. I thought that was very, very, very wonderful. So our last stop, Vancouver, which you will see was pretty spectacular. There's a few pictures, it seems it's empty, but actually there were over 6,000 people, I think, in the stadium, and they rented the biggest stadium in Calgary. That's all they could find to hold such a number, and they used a big section of the stadium, about 6,000 people. It was really amazing. This giant screen, and I was looking at everyone, and no one, were feeling disconnected or falling asleep. They were really, really, really attentive. So you'll see it's beautiful what they did in Vancouver. So that was for the little film portion of the sharing. And you may have noticed that on many pictures, someone is wearing this long necklace. And the thing is actually a symbol of how much we also prepared before Sister Shivani came. And I think that was one of the most interesting part as well, because we felt from the beginning that this should not be just big programs and then she leaves and then what? Everything goes back to before. So for the 5 months before Sister Shivani came, we had special bhattis, Mansa Seva, of course, meetings of silence, meditation, but sharings, but also the idea that we could invite the public to join already a pre-tour program, and we called it Pathway to Inner Freedom. So people were registering and then they could receive videos from Sister Shivani to prepare them before she comes to Canada. And we felt that all the preparations also culminated with Rakhi, Raksha Bandhan. So we had Sister Mani coming from London to every center, and every center added one Rakhi to another, to another, to another. So it created a beautiful garland. And at the end, there were all the Rakhis from the country. But it symbolized the fact that, success, and that's what Sister Shivani really mentioned, that she felt the reason why everything went so smoothly, there was not a single glitch or no problem at all at any venue, was because of the preparation. And the intention we had was that when people come to the program, they should really experience not just, Sister Shivani, but also Baba's presence, and they should really feel that these are yogis. And so I think everywhere I saw in every program, BKs were quiet, peaceful, no stress, no running around, last minute. I think most of the programs were very, very calm, zen, peaceful. So people could see, it's not just Sister Shivani, but it's the whole Brahma Kumaris community creating the experience. Briefly, what I can say, and I wish I could also congratulate and share what she continued to do in USA, because she went to Sacramento, Milpitas, and San Francisco, and I'm sure the programs must be as beautiful and successful. And I know Canadian family is, of course, unique family, but I know it was the same in Australia, in Europe, in USA last year when she came. wherever she comes, she seems to attract the willingness of all of us to bring Baba's message to as many people as possible. And what I really admired in Sister Shivani is her stage. And I was watching her for 12 days thinking, what kind of soul is this? Like, how is she doing it? Why people like her so much? What is it? And, honestly, and all, respect, I was watching her, listening to her. I mean, she's really different. What she says, the way she behaves, the way she interacts with everyone, her humility. I mean, honestly, I couldn't see no ego at all. I mean, for me, when two people tell me that I have a nice shirt and that I did very well in a program, I'm getting excited. Only two people start praising me and I'm excited. Her, thousands of people. And I was with her, after the program, we're in the car, we go back to Baba's home. Nothing happened. This is Baba. This is Baba. She keeps saying all the time, this is Baba's magic. This is Baba's magic. What I saw was that her values, her dharna basically is aligned completely with what she says and what is Baba's message. And I really think that, for me, with all the love I have for the daddies, no doubt, I can't compare. I know what the daddies have brought to the yagya, and this history that they carry with them is incredible. And same with the Didis, no one can replace and be like a Didi. They bring to the yagya something incredible. But I really find that Sister Shivani is bringing in her own way something that people today can relate because she has a life people can connect with. She's married, she has a husband, she studied, she has a diploma, and people say, okay, she's kind of, we could be like her in a way. I mean, we can try, but it seems accessible. And when I was listening to her, and like, for example, Baba would tell us, don't give sorrow, but don't take sorrow. And it's good, and we can all churn on it. But her message, Sister Shivani, very often is, no one can give you pain. Pain is not something someone can give you. But she was saying pain starts when you start thinking about what the other person said or did to you. And I really enjoy the way she would phrase, some of Baba's points in a way that people really, really connect very well with. I find that honestly, I don't know what soul she is, but the purity, the love, the care. I was jokingly saying in the beginning, well, she's like my medium-sized sister. She's not my big sister, not my little sister. She's my medium-sized sister. But I have to say, by the end, I had to say, no, she's my gigantic divine sister. I've learned so much from her, and it made me very humble to watch her dharna and think, how can I do the same? How can I increase my dharna to be the same? One night it was pretty hot when we were traveling, and I told her, oh, I couldn't rest too well for the nap. It was very, very warm. And the program finished fairly late. Every night almost, someone came to me with a little food package saying, Sister Shivani wants you to have your dinner. So she will send food to me every night. And 11:15, it's warm. I'm just trying to go to bed. And my brother had to drive all the way with a big fan in his car. And he comes to me and say, Sister Shivani wants you to have a fan in your room so you can sleep properly tonight. This is a gigantic, very loving, very, very divine sister. Her, connection with Baba is unique. She took Gyan, of course, she's not like 40 or 50 years in Gyan, about 25 years, I think. But the way she understood Baba's knowledge and the way she's trying to give it to souls with the very, very clear intention that she wants souls to come to Baba's home. So every program, she tell people, now, this is the program. There are activities at the center. You should come to the center. And I really admire what she said, because she said, if you speak about God in those big arenas, people may not get it. And they have their own gods, they have their own belief. But if you bring them into Baba's home, in Baba's home, the vibrations will allow people to have an experience. So her focus is very, very simple. Bring Baba's energy, bring Baba's message, but bring people to the centers. And the centers in Canada have been flooded for the past few weeks. Numbers have been tripling, and it's really, really happening. The way she gives classes to BKs for me are very, very inspiring. It's basically dharana classes, all about dharana. She gave class one day only about why should you come to the center for Murli. And she said, Zoom is, yeah, it's happening, but come to Baba's home. This is where the vibrations are. You need to get vibration every day from Baba's home before doing your activities. And to say that to 150 or 200 BKs, you have to have the energy, the purity, the dharana that comes with it. And that's what I really, really acknowledge and admire and praise for Sister Shivani is the quality of her dharana. We were in the plane. I've never seen Sister Shivani. She must be yawning sometime, but I've never seen her yawning in 12 days. I was yawning 100 times. I was tired at some point. She was like glowing. Every time I turn around, if she was not talking to someone, she was sitting connecting with Baba. I really, really feel that for me, it's a good example to say, yes, there's a modern version also of how we can achieve, Baba's, how can we practice Baba's knowledge? Yeah, and I think she can share very, very good yuktis for all of us. And finally, I would say the number of souls that I've seen that came to the program and say, I've been listening to her for years, but now I want to come to the center. So I'm coming to the center now. So I could go on and on. Thanks all the Canadian family for the amazing, amazing work that has been done in 5 months. The success is really entirely due to what the quality of the hearts of each and every one in Canada. I think we learned a lot as a family. We learned individually, but also I think, learned a lot how to serve better the world as well. And I encourage you all, when the videos will be edited, to watch the programs and take inspirations from all these beautiful moments we spend with Sister Shivani. So big thank you to Baba for crafting his instrument in such a beautiful way. In an orchestra, a piano is wonderful, the violin, the sitar, every instrument is beautiful. So I think Sister Shivani really deserves a lot of appreciation, thanks, and love for bringing Baba's music to so many people in such a beautiful way. So I only say big, big thank you to our gigantic divine sister, and to Mohini Didi, of course. She has been, guiding us as well and allowing this program to happen. We do everything aligned with, Baba's guidance always. So yeah, big thank you to the Yagya for bringing this gift to the Canadian family. And hopefully we can share with all of you. Sorry, I went a little bit longer than I was told, but hopefully you experience a little bit of the essence of Shivanidam. And my apologies to the translators. I'm too excited. I'm speaking too fast. So lots and lots of love to each and every one, to Avyekti Parivar. Big hug and a lot of enthusiasm from your Canadian family to keep the wave happening. And I'm sure also those in California can also share their experiences. I'm sure it will be also as beautiful. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Canadian family. Thank you, Mohini Didi, and dear Sister Shivani as well. Lots of love. Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti, thank you. So tomorrow is Monday and our schedule from Amritwila 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. In the evening 5 to 5:30 p.m. Avyekti Children Murli class 6 o'clock Bhakti will start, followed by Hindi series, English series and chit chat. So now let's remember Baba and take drishti from Didi.
उपहार मिला संसार खिला कितना सुंदर लगता है पवित्रता का जीवन हमको प्यारा लगता है उपहार मिला संसार खिला कितना सुंदर लगता है पवित्रता का जीवन पर्वत सिंहों को
शांति, ओम शांति।
ओम शांति
Om
दीदी।
Shanti Didi.
थैंक यू
शांति
दीदी।
दीदी।
दीदी
शांति
ओम शांति दीदी।